So in the scriptures, it says, Christ says, the betrayer rests in Judgement. Put your sword in its place, for all who take the sword will perish by the sword. Or do you think that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he will provide me with more than 12 legions of angels? Or do you think that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he will provide me with more than 12 legions of angels? How then could the scriptures be fulfilled that it must happen thus? Have you come out as against a robber with swords and clubs to take me? I sat daily with you, teaching in the temple, and you did not seize me. All this was done that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Christ decided not to fight with the legions because he wanted to fulfill the prophecy that God was the true living God. And was it true that God's legions increased after the death of Christ? That's a testimony to say yes. So it is true. So we know that we're heading into a situation right now that we need legions of servants of God to overturn the economic model, to reestablish God's principalities and providence, basically in the U.S., in Latin America, in Africa, and other countries around the world, especially Europe. How are we going to do it? Is basically getting all the Jews, Christians, and Muslims, and those other monotheism denominations under me, under my command and control. And that means that the religious community is going to have to help me, assist me militarily, so that we can overtake certain providence. It's extremely important that we do because of the radicalization that's happening on the side of the disbelievers. They're forcing men and women to be separated. It's happened long ago. And now it's becoming even more apparent with the Constitution being changed in the U.S. that considers male and female marriages unconstitutional. So we need to overturn a lot of the gay marriage laws in Colombia by helping Venezuela, helping Cuba, lifting up the sanctions in Venezuela, lifting up the sanctions in Cuba, and lifting up sanctions in countries who are believers, and also unifying those countries and believers under one banner, under my banner, until they'll be able to govern within their own realm and dominion and constitution. So right now I'm working on looking at all of Latin America's constitutions to see and recreate our constitution to make it a lot better. The U.S. Medina Constitution, making it a lot holier than it was ever before. And that's the objectives. So, welcome if you are a believer. If you're not a believer, I suggest that you take a moment for yourself and look inside yourself for real true change. Pick up the Quran, the Torah, and the Bible, and learn the laws of those three. But most importantly, ask for forgiveness and repentance. Take care, and God bless.